The air in the parking lot was thick with the scent of cheap cologne and wilted prom corsages. Rhea Caldwell found herself pinned against the cold metal of her beat-up sedan, a predator trapped by the very creatures she'd sworn to save. Zane Maddox leaned in, his breath a heady mix of mint and something forbiddenly alcoholic, his voice a low growl against her ear. You said to wait until after graduation. Rhea, his eyes, once full of rebellious fire, now burned with a focused, terrifying intensity. Well, we graduated. On her other side, June Dawson's fingers clutched her wrist, a grip surprisingly strong for someone who used to flinch at her own shadow. Her gaze was just as unwavering, a silent, possessive claim. He's not right for you, June whispered, her voice laced with a conviction that sent a chill down Rhea's spine. I know what you need. Rhea's heart hammered against her ribs, a frantic drumbeat in the sudden, suffocating silence. Her brilliant, foolproof plan to save them from a tragic novel had worked. Perfectly, too perfectly. How the hell did saving them end up like this? Section 01. Who in their right mind stays up all night crying over a trashy YA novel? Me, apparently. The male lead in jail, the female lead crippled, a decade of suffering, a bad ending so bleak it left me with a soul-crushing hangover. This is such garbage. I hurled my phone onto my pillow. Just study, you idiots. Why fall in love when you can get into Yale? The next second, a piercing alarm blared. I fumbled for my phone, but my fingers brushed against a plastic ID card instead. Rhea Caldwell, 22, homeroom teacher, senior class 4, Viridian High. Rhea, where are you? Daring to be late on your first day? The phone vibrated violently, the dean's booming voice drilling through my eardrum. Wait, what? I'd been transmigrated, and not just into any character, but the background wallpaper mentioned only in passing. Homeroom teacher, on my way. I scrambled out of bed and bolted out the door. Damn it, late as a student, late as a teacher. The 8 a.m. start time is a universal curse. I was so screwed. Just then, a motorcycle roared past, a blur of chrome and rebellion, silver hair, temporary tattoo sleeves, ripped jeans, studded jacket, the whole biker punk starter pack. Hey, I need a ride to Viridian High. I slapped a $100 bill on his gas tank. The boy lifted his gaze, lazy and unimpressed. Not a taxi, lady. I gritted my teeth and slapped down another bill. 200, he smirked, jerking his chin towards the back seat. Hop on, success. I clumsily climbed onto the rigid passenger seat. Before I could even find a place to hold on, the engine roared. Whoa, the force threw me back, and my hands shot forward instinctively, grabbing onto the first solid thing I could find. It was a lean, hard stomach, even through the thin t-shirt. His abs were clearly defined, his body heat scorching. TSK, a sound of annoyance came from the front. I immediately let go, my fingers digging into the seat's frame instead. This was it. I'd spent the money, and now I was going to spend my life. The scent of mint drifted back as his eyes, full of amusement, met mine in the rearview mirror. Scared? Teach, shut up and watch the road. My hands trembling, I pulled out my new teacher ID and hung it around my neck. When we get there, just drive straight through the gates. Tell them I'm a new teacher. Section 02. At the school gate, the balding dean was blowing his whistle with the force of a hurricane. Zane Maddox, late again. Where's your uniform? My knees went weak, and I nearly tumbled off the motorcycle. Zane Maddox, this was the male lead from the novel, the psycho who ended up in jail for love. The dean's gaze landed on me, his eyebrows shooting up. And you brought a girlfriend, flaunting the no dating rule right in my face. Are we? He pointed a sausage-like finger at me. You, what class are you in? The PTSD from my own school days kicked in instantly. I blurted out, class 4. I've never seen you before. Wait, what was I doing? I'm a teacher now. I quickly held up my ID. Colleague. The air went dead silent. Zane suddenly leaned close, his breath tickling my ear. Miss Caldwell, should have said so earlier. I would have given you a discount. The heat from his whisper shot down my neck, and I leaped back a good 10 feet. In the end, Zane got demerits, and I got a pay deduction. Damn it, I was royally screwed. I